Hello everybody and welcome back to another video and welcome back to another Team of the Decade video. Today we are doing the back row, so the flankers and the number 8. I've already done my front row and my second row. They're in previous videos. The link will be in the description down below if you want to go and watch them first. So let's get straight into who I think are my flankers and number 8 for this decade. So we'll start off with the first flanker and number 6, although it doesn't really matter which way around they go, flankers can play in any position nowadays. Now with flanker, my first flanker, there's a lot of choices you could go with flanker, but I think there's one really obvious choice. So I'm just going to get him out of the way straight away. My first flanker I'm picking is Richie McCaw of New Zealand. Now, I would be surprised if someone doesn't put him in a Team of a Decade because he was outstanding when he played for New Zealand. The 2011 World Cup, 2015 World Cup, captaining New Zealand to 2 World Cups in a row. The first time that's ever happened. And he was a real key cog. He was insane in most areas. The rucks, tackling, jackling. He was immense for New Zealand. He would die for New Zealand to win another World Cup. And, you know, he's just a fantastic player. He's a player that you know that you can rely on. He's a player you can rely on. If you're playing badly, you know that he can bring up a team and really make them play better. And that's what he was really good at. He was a brilliant captain. He helped enlighten his team when they were down moments, although there weren't many of them for New Zealand this decade. But he managed to do that, and he's just what you want in a captain. Fantastic. He lifts everyone, and when he's playing well, the whole New Zealand side played well. And I even think that part of the reason why New Zealand haven't been as good as they would hope since that 2015 World Cup is because of him retiring. He was such a big figure, such a good captain. Yes, Kieran Reid has really taken on the role well. He's done really well, but McCaw was just something else in the captain role, and he was something else for New Zealand as well. He was just insane, and I feel like losing him was a real big loss for them. But yeah, he throughout this decade, well, I say throughout, for the start of the decade, the first 5 years, especially for New Zealand, he was immense. And as I said, I'd be shocked if he doesn't make someone's Team of the Decade video or team, because he should make every single one. And I think he's probably the only real solid, definite in my Team of the Decade, and he is my first flanker in this Team of the Decade. So second flanker is a bit more difficult. I mean, there's a load of players you can pick. You can pick Itoje as a flanker. Pieter-Steph du Toit, this year's Player of the Year for World Rugby. He could easily make it. Siya Kolisi as well. He had a fantastic year, but he hasn't been around all decade. But for me, I'm going to pick, it's another Welshman. You might know who it is now. It's Sam Warburton. I'm picking Sam Warburton. Now, if it wasn't for his injuries, he would still be playing right now. And I'm pretty sure if it wasn't for his injuries, he'd still be playing absolutely immensely like he was back when he was in his prime. He was a fantastic flanker, fantastic player. He was the master of the rucks, a master of the jackals. The turnovers he got were almost impossible to get, but somehow he still got them. He was insane. He had that die-hardness about him. He just went into every ruck going to win a ball, and 8 times out of 10 he would win the ball from the ruck. He's just someone you can rely on. He's a bit like Richie McCaw. He was reliable in those situations. In situations where Wales were down and out of games, he would do something, and then the lifted spirits will become because he just got turnovers when you didn't think that he would be able to get turnovers. And yes, he hasn't played all decade. I know this, but he led the British and Irish Lions twice to victories against Australia and a draw against New Zealand in the British and Irish Lions. He led Wales to a semi-final in 2011 World Cup, and he led Wales to Grand Slams and Six Nations titles as well. He's been outstanding. He was brilliant for Wales, and on those trophies, it really shows how well he has done for Wales and how well he played, because he made a really big impact and he really helped Wales get to those trophies and helped the Lions get to the trophies which they got. He did play well for the Blues as well, which was his club team. He was brilliant for them, helped them win a couple of European titles, and yeah, he was just a fantastic player this decade, and he is my second flanker in this team of the decade. Number eight is a difficult one as well. I mean, they're all really difficult, aren't they? It's the whole decade. There's loads to choose from. You've got Billy Vunipola, who's really rised up over the past 5 years or so. You've got Ardie Savea from New Zealand, who has been fantastic. Dwayne Vermeulen's been good. Louis Picamole of France has always been reliable. Taulupe Faletau, just to name names. I mean, there's so many players that you could pick. For me, though, I'm going with another New Zealander, and I am going with Kieran Read. Yes, he has been here for most of the decade, and he really took on the mantle of Richie McCaw leaving. He took the mantle on as captain, and he took it with open arms. And I did say how Richie McCaw was a loss for New Zealand as a captain, but Kieran Read has still done really well as a captain. He's really helped New Zealand push him on. He's retired internationally now. But yeah, Kieran Read has been fantastic for New Zealand. His tackling ability, his ball carrying ability really showed up. And yeah, he was always one of New Zealand's best players over especially these last 4 years. He's really done well for him as captain, really lifted him. Yes, he didn't get the World Cup that he would have wanted as a captain, but he's got enough in his locker. He got a World Cup back in 2015. You know, he's done a lot for New Zealand. He's played really well in New Zealand in the games he's played in. He's reliable. You can rely on him. It's really good to have a reliable player. As I said, when a team's down and out, he will pick up and step up the team, and he does that. He's really good. And for me, he is my number 8. He just pips the rest. There are a load of players who could be in this number 8, and it'd be interesting to see who you think should take this spot down below. But for me, in my team of the decade, he is going in at number 8. So yeah, thank you all for watching. That is my team of the decade back rower video. The next one will be the half-backs, where we do scrum half and fly half. If you want to go watch the front row and second row video, the links will be in the description down below of those videos. Also, if you haven't seen it, it would be much appreciated if you go watch my team of the year video. It's a bit long, it's about half an hour long, but you can watch it in stages if you want. I don't mind. That will also be in the link in the description down below. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment as well on your thoughts, and yeah, thank you for watching. See you in a bit.